Hey, no doink today. What the hell's up with that?
Huh?
No doink.
Oh, right.
Anyways, hey everybody, what's going on? Any good? It's Friday, and I gotta turn on my volume on the outside chat.
Are there actually people out there? I mean, are people tuning in to us every week or what?
Hey, talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds, will you?
Hey, Stump, I got a question for you.
All right.
I'm working on these wallets, and I got a piece of leather that's got a couple of brands in it, which is not uncommon, you know.
Right.
But one of them almost looks like it has an OK on it.
Now, that's cool.
Corral.
Right.
And I always, whenever I find brands and stuff, I try to incorporate those into the project.
Right.
So I don't know how your buddies feel about that, but I like to put them in there.
Yeah, that's actually very cool. Yeah, that's really cool, and you'd probably have a few people that would get really excited about that. I mean, like you say, that one, looking like OK for the OK Corral or something.
Yeah. I won't know for sure until I get it dyed, but
right
it's
on.
kind of.
Yeah, I imagine you'd have a few folks that would want those over the other ones.
Yeah. I'll find out soon enough. I'm just dyeing the inside of these right now, so.
Right on.
Dye them, buff them out, throw another coat of dye on them. It's a lot of work.
Right.
But I like doing it. Keeps me out of trouble.
Right on. Yeah, well,
Not that I ever get in trouble.
Yeah, I always said, staying at work all the time kept me from getting in trouble. Yeah. Didn't work out so good yesterday.
Uh-oh, what happened?
My so-called good knee decided to pop, and the popping noise I heard when I fell was my meniscus tendon ripping in half.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
And I can say that and know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And this doctor, he come at me today. I went to the ER and they done a couple X-rays and a few pain pills.
Right.
Yeah, just take it easy. So I went and seen my doctor today. The wife had made an appointment with him before I ever got to the emergency room. How she managed to pull that off, I don't know.
Yeah.
But we get there, he looks at the X-rays. And he pulls on my leg a little and twists it this way, twists it that way, and I just about hit him. And he established real quick what it was. And instead of talking about any kind of, just be gentle on it, he went straight to talking about surgery and 2 to 8 weeks. And I kind of told him, said, Doc, you don't get it. I'm going to be in the truck Monday morning with or without you're okay. So I'm going back Monday, and we're going to do another MRI, see just how bad it is, and see what happens after that. But I'm not giving up 8 weeks worth.
I went through surgery for that, along with the meniscus. I had the tendon was torn too, and afterwards it was about 3 months in a full leg cast. Not to mention another 3 months of pretty intense physical therapy.
I'm willing to give up maybe 2 weeks when winter gets here and we're not doing a whole lot. But right now, when we're turning 70 and 80 hours full tilt in the summer, nah.
Yeah.
I just can't give it up.
And that's what it takes. I mean, you have to. And I wish the hell I'd have taken care of it better over the years, because I was probably 20 when I had that done.
Right.
I was a fine young strapping little young feller.
Right on.
actually.
Uh,
You know, so I mean, all this and stuff, and I'll try to help because I didn't take care of myself afterwards.
Mr. Tolley, we're losing you.
I could, you know, well,
Yeah, well,
sorry.
Scott,
give me just a moment here.
Mr. Tolley, we're losing you big time on that one. All right, so yeah, you're coming in real big. You're not even like one word's not even coming through, like a full word.
Really?
Yeah, try coming out and coming back in again. Okay, we're not gonna go anywhere. All right, so I hope everybody's Friday's going well. Hope everybody had a decent week, and I'm gonna do a very quick rundown here. Jay Watterson, 69. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. You know that. My main man, Sask Green, 13th man. The Bush brother, who also happens to be in here with us tonight. How are you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
That's good. I just lost my place in line. Stump's in here with us. Steve Trout, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Dish, how are you, sweetheart? I'm a redneck cockerham. Good to see you, Tommy. Mr. GI Customs, Mr. GI Customs, you have a link. Who am I know I'm missing somebody. Stump Greenwood, he's here with us. I know I'm missing here. BBZ, better known as Big Baby Zip. How are ya? Todd, Mitch, Mr. Mitch, what are you doing? You coming? CC Lapoo. Hiding in the side chat, trying to blend in. There you go, bro. Saint, how are you, buddy? I sent you one also. Sandy, thank you for coming in and saying hello. Appreciate that. STL Tony, how are you, sir? Who am I missing? Timberline North, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right. So, Mr. Tolley had to go out and come back in again because he was having some major computer issues, or major audio issues, I should say. Bush, how's things up north?
Getting warm up here.
Yeah, fish, is the ice out yet?
No, there's still a lot of ice, but it's not safe.
Not safe.
Not on some lakes, anyways.
Next year, right? I got an invite out to Working Class Woodsman too. I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it tonight, but at any rate, did you do any fishing?
I got out a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin's shack.
Cool.
Yeah. In one of the bays off of Lake Superior.
What do we get in, eh?
Perch.
Cool. Yeah, well, as you know, it's Sandy, you're always welcome here, sweetheart. You are always welcome here. Always, always, always. You know that. But you are welcome, by the way. Yeah, it was like, it's been 70 here 3 days in a row. I don't know if you heard me, but if you want in, I sent you a link.
Hell, we've been
Todd,
here.
what are we doing? Todd, are you coming in, Todd? Yeah, so, obviously I'm not ice fishing anymore. But salmon runs 2.5 weeks, I believe.
Nice.
So I'm gonna hook up with Working Class Woodsman. We're gonna see if we can't hit. Gary, how are you? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. We're gonna see if we can't get some salmon. So that ought to be fun.
Smoke them puppies up. Tastes really good.
Sass still has 3.5 feet of ice.
Yeah, we're probably around 3 feet here too.
But you say it's not safe. What is it?
It's a lot of water on top now, slush.
Oh, really? And it's not that hard. It's not that black ice that you need.
No.
It's too soft.
We're sitting about 40 Fahrenheit here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's warm for you, isn't this time of year, isn't it?
+7, yeah.
Now, how long, by the time that, ice goes out,
Uh,
you'll be ready. Hey, Harley, thank you for coming in. Thank you. Good to see you.
another month, I wouldn't trust it.
And then you guys go right into
Dropping the boats in, yeah.
dropping the boats in just like us here. Yeah, that's cool. What's up, brother? Mojo Bo. All right, Todd, no problem. Yeah, so same here with us, and I haven't really been freshwater fishing in a very long time other than take my kids, and apparently I'm going to have to start going more.
Pretty much the same with me last summer. I went out twice and took the kids both times.
Yeah. It's hard. You know that. You got the kids, so you know how it is.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Tolley, try it again now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, still real bad there, Mr. T. I can hear better words, but it's really, really scratchy.
I'll be quiet for a minute. Let's see if it straightens out.
Okay. Welcome back, Stump.
Hey, appreciate it, brother. Sorry about all that. It's
Hey,
crap
it
with
happens.
work, man.
Don't worry about it.
You having
Yeah,
some bad weather down there still?
Do what now?
You having some bad weather down there or what?
No, our weather's it's good and bad in a way right now. Here in South Carolina, we end up with it happens almost every year. We call it like a fake spring or something like that. The weather gets real nice and it stays that way for like 2 weeks. Then it turns back to ice and slush all over the place again. So I mean, we're wide open with some things. The weather's nice up in the 70s, low 80s already, but it's going to be right back to crap in a week, and it's going to mess up a lot of things. And hey, Timber, good to see you, man.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm quite sure it's gonna get cold here. It's supposed to be beautiful here all weekend, but I'm quite sure we'll still get some cold weather.
Great.
I'm supposed to get rain all week.
Yeah, I'm coming up to my rain season now. April's usually touch and go.
Yeah.
So I still got a month and a half before turkey season starts, so might as well look forward to catching some salmon. Hey, my friend, how are you? It's good to see you. Want to come on and say hi for a little while? Hey, NH, what's going on, bro? Mr. Wyndham Woodcraft, would you like a link, sir? Come on and pop on and say hi. And I know it's late. I understand that. But we're just on shooting the breeze. You know us. We're not, we don't have any, an agenda or anything tonight.
No, I get to wake up in the morning and spend 4 hours with the family in the van.
Oh, no problem, Chris. I just thought, I hear you there. Yeah. Hopefully I can get out. I gotta go up and grab Mr. as he's here. I gotta go up and grab him and Mr. Wyndham Woodcraft. I mean, and Mr. WCW, and do some fishing and hike. We haven't gone yet, Mr. Wyndham Woodcraft, sir. But when we do go on that hike, have no fear. I shall let you know as soon as possible. So if you need to make arrangements, obviously, hopefully we'll hit you on a day that you're not, Oh, are you? Okay, cool. So we do a hike somewhere, somehow. I don't know how well I'll do at it, being a tad bit overweight and smoking like a fiend, but what the hell, I'm not gonna not go. I'm not gonna not do things. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
can't do that. You gotta have some fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know? And I've already asked my doctor. He says you can do anything you want, just, So,
Don't push it, eh?
oh no, I can push it. He says, go climb Mount Washington for all I give a shit. He says,
She wants to get rid of your sorry ass.
No, he said, let's just bring your inhaler. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's not bad then.
Yeah, we're not going to do 20 miles. If we do 3, I'll be happy. Nice, NH. Got a beaver yesterday, and he's going to stretch out at like 65 to 70 inches.
Wow, that is a nice size.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Yeah, 3 sounds good. Something nice and easy for an old guy like me. So we'll try it. We'll see what happens. There's there's also a small one up by where I am in New Hampshire, Mount Major. I think it's a 2,000 footer. I'll try.
All right.
I'm still here, folks. I'm just trying to type and up at the same time. And you guys know me. You guys know that that's kind of hard for me to do. All right, sent. You guys, you must have a ton of beaver down where you are, Stump.
Actually, we don't have a. We've got a beaver population, but I mean, it's nothing like you would really think it would be. Even with all the rivers and creeks and the farm ponds and all like that, we rarely have a problem with them. Every once in a while, somebody I know will call me up. It's not for to come track it because at the very beginning edge of learning anything about trapping. But usually it's take the old 220 Swift out and take up a spot kind of on high land above everything. Usually no more than about 300-400 yards out, and just wait on one to pop its head up and put it into it that way. And that's usually only once, maybe twice a year.
Huh. I've seen a beaver. We have one dam down, up in New Hampshire where I go. But there's a guy that, it's funny because I remember last time my brother was saying, hey, he's pointing to this guy in a kayak. And he had you can tell he had a pack with him, and he was doing his thing. And I looked at him, and my brother looked at him, and he says, he's wearing buckskin. I go, yep. I said, I know that man. I said, well, I don't know him as in to know him, but seeing him around, and I don't have to go down and beaver them because he's probably gotten them, gotten them, I should say. But he's got a ton of raccoons. It's absolutely huge. A couple of huge ones. That's where I met him. I met him down the store, and I saw the couple of hides he had. But at any rate, yeah, Wyndham Woodcraft, sir. We definitely pick up Mr. Deranged in survival. He hunted Blue Hills. I don't know if you've ever been down. You've probably been by it, but I don't know if you ever know where it is. But Blue Hill, the res, they just allowed hunting up there last year. But Mr. Tolley, try that, pal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can you hear me at all?
That's coming in better. Getting better every time.
All right. Let's see if it catches up a little bit.
All right. But Bush, now do you do salmon fishing up there where you are?
I used to.
I mean, you must with the freaking between the lake and the bay and everything else you got up there. You probably have enough waters to do everything you need to do, right?
Yeah, I did until I moved.
Right.
Used to go get salmon all the time.
All right, don't laugh, you guys out there in the chat room. But what does salmon taste like? I never had one. Not in my life. Nobody wants to help me out.
The only salmon that I've
It's
ever
like
really
salmon.
eaten.
What do you think?
No, but is it? Go ahead, Bush.
I smoked my salmon.
Did you?
Yeah.
Tastes like fish, Steve. Thanks.
Like
It doesn't give you cancer, does it?
Say it again, Tall.
Smoking your salmon doesn't give you cancer, does it?
Well, I don't. Probably not. Secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke, I tell you. My favorite is swordfish.
I just had to.
Go ahead.
Squid. I like squid.
Yeah, me too.
And octopus. You can't get that in Minnesota. Really hard.
Well, hopefully in 2.5 weeks I'll be getting some up north, so I'll let you know. And I believe I can only
go back to Maine for that.
If I remember what Mr. Working Class Wisman told me, I believe it's 2 per day we're allowed to take. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what he told me.
Well, I gotta jump off, Mikey. I got some shit to do.
All right, bro.
Hey,
Thanks
you
for
guys
coming.
take her easy, eh?
Good to see
Enjoy
you.
your night. Enjoy your night, all.
All right, brother.
You too.
Thank you, Mr. Gary, for coming in tonight. Good to see you. Stump, did you see Gary? Gary came in. Stump didn't see him either.
I don't know. I think Stump's sleeping.
Yeah.
He's
But anyways,
muted.
so I'm just looking forward for as much as the ice fishing kind of stunk up this way. I'm looking forward to doing. I want to get outside with the kids. I'm going to do my best to do one more camping trip before my son wants to go to the Army. So I do one last trip with him before he goes way up in my favorite place of all to go is Eustis, Maine. So hopefully I can get him to go again. So
They train them Army boys just about everywhere, don't they?
yeah. Well,
You
we
know,
had a lot.
Marines, they only have 2 training bases, right?
We had a lot of fun when we went. It was just him and I. I didn't bring the girls. It was just my son and I. But we had an absolute blast. Absolute blast. So it was real. What was really cool was that saw fresh moose track and the whole nine, and then poof, it's gone. Kicking grouse like there were pigeons in the city.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we're walking up and I'm like, oh my God, and I don't, this doesn't happen during hunting season.
Nope.
Doesn't. And then I've actually told this to Chris before, but so he knows the story. So we're up on this logging road, Mr. Tolley, and everybody else in the chat room that hasn't heard the story. And I see this piece of this huge birch, and a huge piece of chaga. So I says, well, I'll try to get that. So as I'm trying to get it off, pulls in behind me. And long story short, I'm not allowed to take anything off the trees. You can camp there. You can do anything you want all through that whole land. That's up where we were anyway. They can do ATV trails, the whole nine. And I says to
As long as you don't mess with the wildlife.
no, you know what? You can't. No, you can hunt. You can do anything except for take things out. I says, dude, it's only chaga. He goes, you didn't see the big huge sign on your way in? I go, no. He says, yeah. So on the way out, I read the sign. They wouldn't. You can't take any dead wood off. You can't take anything. So I had a big ass piece of chaga, huge. He's like, nope. Yeah, they did. Northwoods Law busted my ass. They did.
The Northwoods Law thing. These are like game wardens or something?
Yeah, game wardens. They were just letting me know that you can't. It's quote unquote private property that people allow the people that own that property. It's I believe the forestry owns it. Chris, am I right on that? Doesn't the forestry own most of that land up to that way? And they allow it, and they allow, like I said, the ATVs, the sleds, and all that on the roads. But you just can't. They don't want you taking anything off the property, whether it be wood, whether it be, like I said, you can hunt up there so you can take your animals. But you know what I'm saying? If you see any plants, you see any, wildflowers, anything like that, they don't want you taking any of that shit off the property. But yeah, it's all paper land, Chris says. But like I said, you can camp up there, and there's no power up there, so it's even better. So it's all. But I absolutely loved it, though, Mr. Tolley. It was such a great time. It was a great time.
That's the way I feel about going up into the Boundary Waters Canoe area up here, northern part of the state. It's so beautiful up there. No ATVs allowed there. Not the one.
Yep.
You can do your ass off and fish. They don't let you take firearms in there either.
I'm losing you again.
Oh, they don't let you take firearms either.
Oh, really? Well, where my son and I went, if you're ever looking at a map of Maine and you're looking at northwest corner of Maine, you see two little lakes that connected. It's called a chain of ponds, and that's where I stayed. It's like 5 miles south of the border. And I asked him when the ice broke, and we were up there the first weekend in June, and so because the water was so cold, and I said to him, I said, when the ice break? And he says, just after Mother's Day. Like, yeah, no doubt there. You know. Tim James, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in, brother. But anyway, yeah, it was a blast. Hey, everybody say hello to Mr. GI Customs. For those that don't know him, this is Mr. GI Customs.
Howdy.
Hello.
Oh, Mr. Tyler.
Brother George.
I'm learning all kinds of interesting stuff about Google Hangouts tonight.
Oh yeah, such as?
Yeah, I never got a single invite from you that popped up on the little dinging thing.
Yep.
I went to Google, didn't see anything. Went to my Google Plus page, didn't see anything. Finally, I had to Google Hangouts, and there it was.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. So evidently I've got something effed up from the floor up with my Google Plus. Either that or it's just Google.
No, Mikey has a hard time sending me links for no apparent reason.
I can't imagine why that didn't go
for the last 6 months.
Yeah. But so anyway, that's on the agenda. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can't go away and get out and have some fun.
That would be cool. I know I need to do that.
I'll take the 2 camera girls around here. You know, there's a couple of I got state parks all over the place. I'll just take, we'll do something. I'll bring some kind of a stove with me, because you can't have fire unless you're in the area where you can camp, you know. So.
Right.
But we'll do something.
That's why I like those little M71 stoves, man. They're so small and compact. You boil up the water. And
yeah. I want to try to. I'd love to get a. What's his name? Made a beautiful rope stove, alcohol stove with rope. The MI Woodsman.
The MI Woodsman, yeah.
And I believe it's in an Altoids tin.
Yeah.
I'd love nothing better. What's that?
Rando Survivor just did one too.
Yep.
Or was it MCK? MCK did it.
Yeah, MCK just did one. He put a screen on it and everything. I just saw that video this week. Yeah. But we'll see.
Have you ever made an alcohol stove, Mike?
I have not.
I've made a couple myself, And I found, just for me, I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all, but what I do is I go to the dollar store and get those aluminum water bottles. And it's got the thicker walls on them, and make them out of that.
Huh.
It's got it comes up like a soda pop bottle top.
Yeah.
You know, cut that top half off and fit it down into your bottom piece, and cut your drill your venturis around it. And I've been able to boil water on them in less than, I think it was under 4 minutes that I boiled water.
Wow.
It worked out pretty good. I hadn't never made a screen or anything, but worked pretty good.
Doing them like what he's talking about, basically it's more or less like a homemade Trangia. So you've got sunfire there in the center, plus the venturis around the outside, and it basically heats and primes itself. Pretty damn cool.
It works really well.
They're very cool. I've never been a fan of alcohol stoves because they don't ever want to pack alcohol in my, throw alcohol in my pack. Unless it's like, a little schnapps or something.
I usually keep, I go in the camping section, get these, where are them plastic bottles at? They look similar to this right here. Little flip top. I'll get these and put denatured alcohol in them. They keep pretty good.
I just always get worried about spillage in my pack.
Yeah. Well, when they're in my pack, they're in a Ziploc baggie, so even if they do spill, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, timber. Like I just wrote, I go up there. I go hunting in November, and I try to go camp at least once. And my mother-in-law lives in southern Maine, and I just love that state. It's a great state. Isn't that right, WW? But I like to go, like I said, I'll take the, just do a state park or something or whatever, and get a kick out of it. They'll enjoy it. And I'll enjoy it even more because I'll be in the woods.
How does your back hold up camping, Mikey?
I made the mistake the first time I went, and I slept on like a yoga mat. That wasn't pleasant. I live with it. I mean, what the hell? I mean, it wasn't like I was hiking in anywhere and doing it. The car was friggin', 40 yards from me. So there'll be a cot purchased.
That's what I had to do. I had to buy a cot.
And the cot will come in handy, because if I ever do get a chance to go hunting tent next winter, I'll have it for that, So
I found my cot on Amazon. It's a 6-foot cot. You got to make sure and wash the ones you order too, or you'll wind up getting those ones your feet hang off the end. And it comes with a mat already on it, and I'll take and lay a sleeping bag over it, and then sleep on top of the sleeping bag with the blanket or whatever on top of me, and it keeps that cold air from getting in my back.
Right. Yeah. Tim was 5 hours north of northern Maine. Oof. West, northwest Maine, central Maine, east Maine. Which way, Timber?
You just wait, Stump.
Ain't no waiting involved. I'm already starting to have freaking problems I didn't want to have yet.
Hey,
That's called getting old, son. Get over it.
Right.
Yeah, but do you guys? Oh, cool. I know where you are. That's you're up there. Is it me or is it? Right, for you guys all know where I am. So, is it me or is it just like northern New Hampshire, Maine, central southern Maine? Things don't seem like they're in a rush. And the people seem more, I don't know, pleasant.
Well, you do live in Massachusetts. Everybody's more pleasant outside of there.
Right on.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
You know, honestly, Mikey, you're one of the few people from Massachusetts that I like.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me Massachusetts people suck. That's why they nickname us massholes.
Yeah. I was telling them last night that the only two people my dog has ever growled at were from Boston.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's why I like the woods so much. Because when I go up in the woods and I don't hear nothing, I'm comfortable, relaxed, and I mean, I've said this before. It's kind of like when I go hunting and if I don't get nothing, I am out in the woods and I'm not hearing nothing. I'm a happy camper.
I'm the same way, Mikey. I grew up here in the mountains of North Carolina, and when I got married, we moved to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is a college town, university town, Wake Forest, and I can't stand it here. You know, people cut you off and then flip you the bird for cutting you off, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
You know, they don't let pedestrians cross the street. They'll run them over in a heartbeat. Nobody throws up their hand and waves when they go by. Well, they do, but it's just one finger.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the one finger wave isn't cool.
Yeah, everybody telling everybody they're number one.
Yeah.
We've lived here in this town, city, whatever you want to call it, for 3 years of our marriage, and we've been in 3 car accidents in 3 years. And before that, we've not been in a single accident where I used to live. What's up, Shaker?
Hey, Shake, what's up?
Just everybody's in a hurry.
Yeah, and don't misunderstand me. I catch myself doing the same thing when I'm driving the truck, but I'm still letting people out, letting people in my lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not riding people's asses.
And 3 weeks ago, my wife was the front car in a 5-car pileup
Oh,
because somebody behind her was in a verbal kind of thing with the person behind them. And they wasn't paying attention.
that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, the worst thing we get here is we get old people that don't know how to use their turn signals anymore.
Oh, God, that drives me
Because, back when they learned how to drive, they didn't have turn signals on cars.
All right, Blue, thanks, buddy, for coming in. Good to see you.
Yep.
Blue 823. Yeah, Chris, I hear you, buddy. I hope I'm not one of them. But I'll tell you what, though, my dream, my bucket list, actually it's not even on a bucket list, because if I even go, I'll never come back. And I told my wife one time, I said, if I ever go to Alaska, send the kids to me, because I ain't coming back.
I'm pretty much that way with Montana.
I'll just never come back.
Yeah, I don't think I'd come back from either one of those places.
Yeah. You see, now, Maine's like my Montana slash Alaska. You know what I'm saying? It's big, it's open, it's vast. Chris is here. He can tell me if I'm wrong. Unless I'm wrong, there's like 1.2 million people in the whole frickin' state of Maine. The whole state. And I believe, Chris, what is it? Something like 70-something% of them live south of Augusta.
In Georgia?
No, man. All right, so 1.3, but still, it's amazing that you take a state that big and you only get 1.3 million people in it. You know, and
It's
everything
still too
else.
many people.
Well, yeah, but if you go, Chris, what, maybe an hour north of you, right? So if you're like, I don't know, Dover, not even I don't even think you have to go high as Dover Foxcroft. And you're in it. You are in the woods, dude. You know. I mean, don't listen. Oh, good.
Where I grew up, we had a state park pretty much in my backyard. It was a 10,000-acre state park.
Oh, nice. You got a nice big backyard, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I could drive 5 minutes and, you could trout fish in the park. You could primitive camp. It was a bear sanctuary, bird sanctuary, just hike to the top of the mountain, look at the waterfalls. It's just, a beautiful place to be. And I grew up on 6 acres, and it was all woods. If I wanted to go squirrel hunting, I just stepped off my back porch and in the backyard. Here, if I want to shoot a squirrel or anything, it's got to be with a pellet rifle and make sure the neighbors aren't looking.
Right. Yeah, no, Chris says northern Maine is the real deep woods. There are no people, and they're not. North of Katahdin or northwest of Katahdin, there's nothing.
What?
Northwest of Mount Katahdin.
Could you spell that?
Katahdin, capital Katad. Oh, shit.
Okay, so the answer is no, you can't spell it.
Hang on.
Is there an R in it?
No, there isn't.
Okay, then I wasn't misunderstanding.
Is it KH or KA? One or the other. K.
Never mind, I'll just Google it.
I forget. I'm sorry. Hey, Frank, what's up?
Katadhin.
I knew there was an H there. Yeah, that's right.
You actually pronounced it right.
Yep.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Katahdin? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful mountain, from what I understand. Yep, from what I understand, it's a beautiful mountain. Wow. I've never seen it, never climbed it, just through photos or whatever, you know what I mean?
Ooh, it's part of the Appalachian Trail.
It's the end of the Appalachian Trail. Springer Mountain to Katahdin, brother.
See, I grew up in the Appalachians. That's where I was at. I grew up was in the Appalachians.
Yeah. You go from Springer Mountain is what, Georgia, right? So
yeah.
You go from Springer Mountain in Georgia right to Katahdin.
Wow.
Well, because most people go that way. Most people don't south. They don't hike south. They hike north. So
3 back surgeries ago, I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail.
If I was retired or something, and my girls were older, because my son's 17, so he's already older, obviously. But if my girls were older, I wouldn't mind trying it. But
if I had all the time and I could take my time and
just the 2 mountains.
Start in the spring.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get done till November if you started in the spring.
Well, at least I'd be done by the time the cold weather was hitting.
Yeah.
Night, Sandy.
Good night, Sandy. Good seeing you. Thanks for coming in.
Yep. Night, darling. Sleep well.
But the 2 that would scare me the absolute most would be Washington in that range and Katahdin.
Why's that?
The White Mountains of New Hampshire, and it doesn't matter whether it's the dead of January or frickin' July. One of the nastiest places you can be. Chris will tell you that. And I wish Working Class Wisdom was with me. He's hiked all the mountains through there so many times.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But the weather, the old joke, hang on, the weather will change on a dime, but it really does, and it's really, 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 really nasty.
Yeah.
What's the elevation?
You go through Mount Washington, if memory serves me correct, welcome back, NH. If memory serves me correct, Mount Washington is 6280. 60. Chris, am I right? And Katahdin is.
Yep. Mount Washington 6288.
Okay, and Katahdin is a mile, right? 5,280.
Yeah, she's a mile.
Right? Something like that. But there's all right, Prophet Notch area of the White Mountains, okay? And the route number, if you guys want to follow on the map, is Route 302, okay? And you're heading north. And the mountains do this, and then they go into and they come together close. You know what I'm saying? It's just nasty, the weather up there. You can go from light flurries to 8 inches of snow in a heartbeat, and nothing's on the weather.
Creates its own weather patterns.
Yeah. I was up delivering stuff to Loon Mountain Monday, and I said, I didn't hear it was supposed to snow today. They're like, dude, you're in the mountains. This is quote unquote mountain effect snow. And it was nasty. It was just unreal. But I see people like when we used to go up there for the on Bike Week for Laconia, and people not from around here would or not knowing anything about mountain ranges or what have you. They're all in t-shirts, and the girls are in their Daisy Duke shorts with their tank top on, and they're all turning around and driving back down. They can't go to the top because it's so freaking cold at the end of June. Yep. And I wish we had this discussion in the summer, and Chris, you might know it. Working Class Wisdom told me what the hell was the calls ever recorded up there? I don't want to screw it up. I wanted to say 80 below.
Yeah, it was real close to 100 below.
Was it? Was that what it was? You were there. You were on that panel that night, weren't you?
Thing, but I'm not sure. But I know the place you're talking about. I've heard stories about it.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah.
That's nasty cold. But so yeah,
That's kind of cold you don't get used to.
Yeah, you can't. But I've seen people heard of people getting hypothermia in July because they'll climb the mountains and they don't wear the proper clothing, and the next thing you know, either the rangers or somebody's going up that mountain after them to go get them.
All you gotta do is get a little bit of sweaty and then get steel somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I forget exactly how many people. I think he said 142 people have perished on that mountain.
Stupid kills.
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't. we were talking when I was that video I did with him, and we were in the hot tent, and we were talking, shooting the breeze about hiking alone and camping alone and doing all that stuff. Yeah, see, Chris said he went in August and he had to turn around because it dropped into the 30s. That's in August. No, I
30
forget
ain't nothing. No.
what the hell was I saying?
I mean, prepare for that kind of stuff if you know where you're going.
Yeah. But still, it's just nasty.
Well, that's kind of a thing there. I mean, even though people that are familiar to some degree with the area, they still can't grasp or wrap their head around the fact they need to take warm clothing up there in the middle of June and July when
Bring a frickin' sweatshirt.
But see, but it changes though too. See, you gotta. Okay, so they'll forecast the weather for the top of Washington being, let's say 45 degrees. Okay, and not again, no pun intended. Give it a minute, and it's going to change.
Oh yeah.
And then it drops right to like 30. So it's, if you're going to prepare for the 40s, you are preparing. But then the problem is that it drops way down.
Yeah, and that place, it's like you were talking about. Give it a minute, and the weather's going to change. The drastic part of it is it happens so quick there. By the time you can see a storm moving in, it's too late. It's already on you. It has you. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Chris had pants and boots and rain gear, but the wind just got to them. He said the wind was vicious.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, so working class Woodsman and I were talking about hiking and camping by yourself. And he was telling me, people died, and you don't look at it like when you're doing it. You're not thinking that I mean, yeah, it's in your mind that you have to be careful with every single thing you do, because let's say you're hiking, just hiking. You're not doing anything foolishness. You're just hiking, okay, and you're on your own. You turn an ankle, whatever the case may be, you're screwed. If you're in a part of the area where you don't have, let's say it's the Appalachian Trail, and let's say you don't have any reception or something, you're pretty well screwed.
Right. Well, I mean, even for us, all the way down here, if I'm just walking on our own place, spending a day out in the woods, whatever, I've got a little small bag I take with me, just in case something does go wrong.
Yep.
But as far as going out somewhere, I mean, when I'm here doing stuff like that, I'm usually no more than 2-3 miles from the house. I can easily walk back to the house as long as nothing goes wrong. But anything further than that, I don't go on my own. There's always somebody with me for that simple reason. Once you get 3-4 miles out of home base, whatever you want to call it, where you've got more resources. Once you get past that limit, doing it by yourself really and truly is kind of a stupid thing, because a slip with your knife or your axe.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you're not hurt. You're fucked.
Yeah, you're dead. And if it's in the winter, forget about it.
Right.
I mean.
Well, see, I do that stuff all the time when I go out hunting and stuff. I go all the time by myself. But I always have a backup. I always have a backup plan. Somebody always knows where I'm going and when I plan on getting back.
Right on. I let my wife know where I'm going, Now I tell her that Burns wildlife management area in Byfield if I'm going up there, right? And so I'll say, this is
Right.
where I'm going hunting. Okay. She'll be like, okay. And this is about what time I should be walking out of the woods. You know, when it gets dark, I should be, by the time you can't see anymore, I should be at my car calling you. Why do you tell me these things? She says. So I told her why.
Yep.
And then what I'll normally do is I'll text my kid brother who knows that area because he hunts with me sometimes, and then sometimes he goes by himself and I go by myself because we can't connect. And I'll hike and I'll tell him, you know, I'll text him and tell him where I'm going to be or where I, you know,
Yeah.
that way they're, you know, at least I have a starting point on them. You know what I'm saying? If something were to happen. But I do have, in that area that I'm at, I do have cell reception. So I'm lucky in that aspect. But still.
Yeah, I do too.
But still, if you fall and whatever the case may be, you know, but
You improve your chances if somebody knows where the hell you are.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've got a buddy of mine that knows the area real well, you know, because he grew up around here. And I always let him know too where I'm going.
Hey, Chris, you don't want to go down to South Carolina. They talk funny down there.
By God, we might talk funny, Mike, but there's a reason that even y'all Yankee fellas know about Southern hospitality. He can come on down here, we'll take care of him, put him up right. And as far as the places, I mean, we got all kind of just, you don't even call it acres. I mean, it's just square mile after mile after mile after mile of, you know, pine forest, hardwood forest. You know, we got all kind of different creeks and natural waterways and places to go hang out and just literally walk off the face of the earth for a couple, 3 days, you know.
Same way here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Well, not here where I live, but I mean there is 100 acres of woods, but it butts up against a landfill.
Yep.
Right.
But where I grew up, I could take off walking. Me and my dad would go on hikes when I was young, and we could go right across the road that went in front of our house into the woods and not see another house till we got to the main highway that was 5 or 6 miles south. Just take off walking.
Yeah.
And that was in a community. That, you know, man, I miss my woods.
I do too.
I never had them to miss. I mean, I miss when I go to Maine, but I don't have it the way you guys have it. You know, I don't even have it the way
I live in town.
has it.
I live in town nowadays, Mike.
I know.
I don't live in the country no more. It sucks.
Me neither. Like I said, I never did. So
I think one of the saddest parts and saddest testimonies of city living is that if I want to engage in firearm anything, I have to go to a range.
yeah, me too.
Yep.
Well, I can hunt here in my own town, so, but I can't target shoot without having to go to the range. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You know, it used to be me and my dad would open up the back window. We used to put those silver pipe hands in the plum and apple trees and stuff like that, you know, to keep the birds out of them. We would open up the back window, and I had a little lever action single shot 22. And we would sit there at the back window and shoot at the pipe hands hanging in the tree. Of course, Mama wasn't home. But
Right.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
yeah, Mama wasn't home for that one.
Before I forget, First of all, I'd like to say hello, Uncle Kyle. How are you? I hope you're feeling better. Second of all, I'd like to let you guys know. Some of you may have already have seen me in there. Some of you have already probably heard me, or Stump for that matter, talk about it. On Saturday nights, Timberline North, who happens to be in this chat right now, and Steve Trout, who happens to be in this chat right now, they have in New Hampshire Trap. I don't know if NH is still here or not, but they have a trapping chat on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Real cool chat, real cool guys. And it's not just trapping; they talk about outside stuff too. So, but if you guys are interested,
Hey, Mike, can you do me a favor?
sure,
Send me links to their channels.
sure, I can do that.
I can't get on the external. I got a hard enough time being on the internal.
I hear you.
I'm on the
If you
outside.
could email them to me or something, email them, whatever. However the hell you can get a hold of me.
Yeah, and Charlie, they're really cool guys. They, because I've never, other than, live trapping, I don't really consider that trapping, obviously.
Right.
But other than that, I've never trapped before. And Chris will tell you there's no sense of trapping in Massachusetts because it's horrible with the rules. However, through talking with New Hampshire trapper, it cost me $300 for me to trap in New Hampshire. But anyways, my point is that I'd ask questions in there. I think it was the last 2-3 Saturdays now that I've been going in to that chat, and dude, from anything you want to know, they'll tell you.
And the cool,
Anything, dude. Stump's been in there. He'll tell you. Dish has been
what I
in
was
there.
fixing to say, the really cool part about that chat, you got Timber and NH and all of them in there. You can walk in there blind to what trapping is. Only understand that trapping is taking a mechanical vice, trying to hide it to catch a critter. Okay. We
Right.
got in that chat. Mike, told us about it a couple of weeks ago. Got in there. I think we were probably 5 minutes into it, and I felt like an absolute dumbass. Because, I didn't know the terminology, the nomenclature. So I just started asking questions.
Right.
Y'all, look, I don't know what you're talking about. What is, a DP trap? Well, there wasn't, a bunch of snickering, giggling, and, oh, look at the dumbass type crap going on. It was extremely
They were
respectful,
adults.
well
You mean they
mannered.
were adults about it?
Absolutely.
And you could tell they actually gave a damn. They explained what things were. Cool, calm, polite.
It's so cool.
Guys dragging traps out of buckets left and right. Showing you what it is, explaining how it works, making reference to videos to show how to set it up and stuff.
And
just
like
a massive amount of information there.
you ask a question like, or another trapper will ask a question like a young trapper, or you know what I'm saying, young as in a person just starting out or what have you, and they'll say, can I use, this style trap here, or do you recommend using this style trap here? And it's not just they don't just say no, I wouldn't do that. They'll say no, I wouldn't do that, and this is why. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
So you're learning, and you're not just hearing an answer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's awesome.
Well, yeah, that's like I try to do in my videos too.
Exactly.
I want to teach something if I can.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Chris, check them out. I don't know what your plans are tomorrow night, brother, but go over to right up here. This Timber just commented. Timberline North, all one word.
Right.
Go over to his channel Saturday nights. I'm telling you, it's a real cool chat.
And I will tell you this much about it: if you have any interest whatsoever in trapping, that chat is infectious. The next thing you know, man, you're gonna be checking logs and this, that, and the other. You know, prices on traps. Yeah, damn good people, man. No shit.
Yeah, I'd like to get into doing some trapping.
Oh, there you go.
Because everything goes and frickin' hides every time I go out there to go hunt.
Right. Yep.
I just want to, get me some squirrels and bunny rabbits. I'll put it in.
Yep, and they're from everywhere. They got guys on there from, Canada. They got guys on there from Michigan. They got guys on there from Pennsylvania. They're from everywhere. Just like us here. We're from everywhere.
Right on.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they got a guy in there from New Hampshire, too. Just teasing, NH.
I think that's the coolest thing about these chats, too, is you bring so many people together.
Yeah.
And, because I never would have met you or Stump or anybody. Most of the people that come on this chat, I'd never met you unless it was for YouTube and getting on these chats.
BoobTube.
Hang on one sec, guys. HRM, with the name right above yours where you just wrote what channel, click on his channel. Steve Trout, he's part of that video, that chat. NH Trapper is part of that chat, but the gentleman's chat channel that it's on is Timberline North.
Yep.
So if you just go up in your search box there on YouTube and type in Timberline North, all one word, you'll hit that gentleman's YouTube page, and obviously you know how to do it from there. So
I need to join too. Sounds to me like trappers need good knives.
right.
Oh yes.
I need a good knife. Hell, I don't do nothing. I like good knives.
Oh, hey, Mr. Tolly. Well, never mind.
Right.
But I do make some pretty cool sheaths.
Let me tell you something. For
I
you guys
used to.
For you guys that don't know Mr. Tolley, and Mr. Tolley, all right, so let's do it this way. So for everybody that's new in the chat, Mr. Tolley is doing with the icon of the, what is that? What is that icon?
That's a Ballaster Molina.
There you go.
You do and you'll clean it up.
Okay. And that's Mr. Tolley. You can, if you want to look on his channel is Mr. Tolley. All right. Because he can't write in the comments, so you won't be able to click on him from there. He does leather work, he does guns, he does prepping, and he doesn't just do leather work on a whim. He does a great job. I'm a proud owner of one of his wallets, right here.
Slow it down, Mikey.
He does a great job. Stumper will tell you, he's got it.
Oh yeah.
Stumper's got the only trucker wallet I've ever made. Well, the other one's sitting here. I got one done sitting here.
And y'all, with his wallet, it's not handmade by taking a piece of leather, fold it, put it on a heavy sewing machine. No, making all the patterns, doing the cutouts, the assembly. It's got the contacts and then all hand stitched, beautifully spaced, nice, tight, soft leather. The most even dye job I've ever seen. I mean, usually with leather, somebody dyes a piece of leather to get it like black or a chestnut shade or something. There's blotchy crap for like 3 or 4 different tones here, there, and yonder. No, it looks like it was.
Some of that I do intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll do that intentionally sometimes because it just looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, true, but
but it's got to be done right. It's got to be done right so it looks more used.
Right, done in layers.
Blotchy.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Charlie does really nice work. For real.
Might have to get you to make me a front pocket wallet, Mr. Tully.
Oh, great job.
A front pocket wallet.
Yep, that's the only kind of wallet I use is a front pocket wallet.
Thanks, HRM. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're great people. You're going to like them a
Hold
lot.
some credit cards and a little bit of old money kind of deal.
Yep, that's all. Just hold to my credit cards, my license, and folding money.
And
Yep.
Steve,
And it ain't much bigger than a credit card.
Right.
Steve, if you check out,
I'll just see if I can find
I haven't made one in a long time.
Steve, if you check out,
I might have to make one.
he does knives. He also does, what do you call those things, buddy? The boxes. But he does some beautiful knives too. So.
Yeah, he just dropped out there for a minute, but
Yep, he did.
while he's dropped out, as far as talking about his knives and the work he does, go check out his YouTube channel. He's got a video on there. I can't think of the name of the video. If I happen to think of it, look it up. I'll send you the link or something if I can. He actually takes a knife that he's made. Okay, holds it up, shows it slicing paper like it's not even there. You know. Yeah, granted, that's not all that impressive. Anybody can get a knife sharp. But here's where George's knives are different than other folks. He literally takes the damn knife and like a 2.5, 3 pound little mini sledge, hammers it into a car, goes all the way across the trunk lid, going through one of the supports for the trunk itself, the trunk lid.
Shit.
Beats it around 4 or 5 directions to loosen it up enough that he can pull the knife back out of the car. And it still shaves paper without a hiccup or a nick anywhere in the steel. The man knows his shit when it comes to making a knife and doing the heat treat and doing it right. You get a knife from George,
Yeah.
You're done buying knives.
Never need another one. Yeah. Never need another one. That's the kind of stuff I like, though.
Yes, Steve. GI Customs does all
GI
that.
Customs. He's the funny looking one on the panel. Well, other than Mike.
Yeah, I'm the
Speaking of which, here's one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, let me go back to. Hang on, George. I'm gonna go back and click on your bud so everybody can see.
I don't get the pictures. All I get is icons.
All right, there you go. You're presenting everybody now.
I'm gonna have to get over there and check out your channel, which I'm probably subbed to you, but hell, I don't even know anymore who I'm subbed to. Who not.
This is one I made for myself, so I didn't do anything to make it pretty. Other than that maple burl handle. I don't know if it's sharp. Yeah, it needs a little honing.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the guy knows his shit with making a knife. Like I say, I'm telling you, the heat treats there and everything. He's got a video. You got to go look it up. He cut up a car for shits and giggles, and the knife will still shave paper.
87 Pontiac Grand Am.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good one to cut up if you're going to cut one up.
Yeah, it was junkyard bound, and I was like, Dad, do you mind if I go out here and mess with it? He says, as long as it'll still roll, I don't care. So went out there with a 3-pound mini sledge.
Wow. HRM, you were cutting
That
one.
had to be fun.
HRM was just saying he was cutting 1-inch diameter cable lengths a couple of weeks ago to forge some knives.
Yep.
Cutting 1-inch cable is good to forge some knives.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Right.
Right.
If cable makes some of the most beautiful Damascus, if you get that stuff twisted good right off the get-go, you have to heat it, you have to weld your ends together so it won't separate out on you when you put it in the forge, because, metal expands when it gets hot.
Yep.
Get that twisted up real good tight. Man, that's some beautiful Damascus.
Right.
Well, just keep practicing, man.
Right.
Everything's a work in progress. I've been making knives for quite a few years now, and still with every knife I make, I try to do something better than I did with the last one.
It's that way with my leatherwork, too.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for, I don't know, a couple of days. And you gotta strive to get better. And it doesn't, it doesn't hurt to be as anal kind of as I am, too. But,
Right. I'm the same way.
So it's got to be better next time. Yep. I won't settle for the same.
Where's that? Oh,
I'm always looking for ways to make improvements.
right. Here's a knife that Mikey really likes.
Which one? Hang on, let me go back to the internal and so I can click on you. Yeah,
Let's see if I can get my picture to
I
work.
do. I really like that knife. I really like that knife. Yep. That's the one shot ass that
Yeah,
gonna try.
yeah, except she's got the paracord handle.
I'm gonna drive to her house and probably steal it. What the hell? If Dish can take her Trade, I guess I can steal that one.
I'll tell you one thing about this knife. This is actually a customer that sent it back to me. He wants a new style of sheath. This is the sheath that it came in, that I made for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
That sounded like Kydex.
nope, it's not
No, it's
Kydex,
leather.
it's leather.
It's leather, Mr. Tully.
Oh, yeah.
It's leather. And
Cool.
he wants a tighter retention sheath for it. This one has skinned, I want to say 4 or 5 deer and processed a couple turkeys, and it's not been sharpened since. And it's about there.
Yep.
Needs a new edge put on it. But I think that does pretty good for a knife that's
Pretty good.
done that many animals.
Yeah, it does. I don't need to tell you what that does to her. Hey, Gerald B, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Run it across the strop here a little bit and see if that helps.
Well, Holly, good luck with that. And just, you know, hope things get better.
What's going on here? I'm drinking my way through it. Yeah.
That's right. That's right, Wyndham Woodcraft. It's like playing an instrument. I wish I knew how. Bass sax would be the instrument.
That's all it needed, was just a stropping.
If I could play an instrument, it'd be the bass sax.
I play a few instruments, Mikey.
I wish. What do you play?
I play guitar, I play
That's right.
bass, I play piano,
You play guitar.
play banjo, and no hillbilly jokes, y'all.
Well, that's cool because you got Neil Peart. You got Neil Peart out in the comment section of this chat. You know.
Who's that?
Actually, he ain't got nothing on Neil Peart. Ain't got nothing on this guy.
Who that?
Wyndham Woodcraft.
Really?
Oh,
Neil
yes.
Peart ain't got nothing on him?
No. Wyndham Woodcraft. He's got a couple of videos on his him playing the drums. Is it low? Is it low, Johnny? All right, let me go turn it up, John. How you been, Johnny? Good to see you.
I'm not very musically inclined.
Yeah, I'm not either. But I do love the bass sax for whatever reason. I don't know. It just, it hits me. I don't know. I just do. Volume. That's control panel.
There's Mr. Tolly.
Johnny, how's that?
Is it coming in now?
Yes, sir.
Trying it. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if I'll be able to keep it up. But my computer still hasn't caught up yet.
Mr. Tully, you're skipping again on me, brother.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
Because you took your you put your picture on instead of.
Yeah. I'll try to take it back off.
Yeah, see that? Gerald B is saying Moosehead Lake up in Maine, in Rockwood near Mount Kino, is opening up the ices. And normally it's mid-May in that area before the ice is out, and it's already opening up now in March. That's how bad this friggin' winter's been. Yeah, so Georgie, check out Wyndham Woodcraft. He's got a couple of videos on his drums, him playing the drums, and
All right, I just subbed him.
cool guy. You'll like his other videos too, trust me when I tell you that, because I know what you like. So.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, you will. You guys give me 2 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Sure.
Awesome, awesome. I shall return very shortly.
Appreciate the warning.
For those that don't know, that means Mikey's going out for a smoke.
Right.
Well, so much for talks amongst ourselves.
Well, I'm trying to be nice and let y'all pick a topic. I mean, damn.
I was happy with the trapping, hunting, and knives category.
Hey, you know, going back to Timber's chat, you know, like I say, those guys are just, they're not assholes. I mean, you know, most folks that, you know, do something, you want to learn how to do it, you know, they're stuck up to country snobs or some shit, but not these guys, man. They're just more than happy to take the time to explain things, you know, and try to pass on that love for, you know, a new, I don't want to call it a hobby, because, you know, trapping is real quickly going to become a way of life. That's not just something you do for shits and giggles. I mean, it don't take them long at all to get you to understand. You're not just going out there and dropping a trap, kicking dirt on top of it. You figure out real quick the whole point of trapping is to outsmart or outwit another living thing. You know, that, to me, that's hard to control.
Something that's pretty damn smart to begin with.
Right on.
But still, people, I'm not a smart man. But I got tenacity up the ass.
Yeah.
I may be short, but what I lack in height, I make up for in gumption.
There you go.
Knives of Alaska, they're a company. They're not custom, are they?
I don't know.
I think they're a knife company. Yeah, they're sold through Cabela's.
Always wanted. Always wanted to get a custom knife someday, but I suppose if I quit buying guns, I might have enough money to buy a custom knife.
They use good steel, so I don't know. Yeah, that's the one thing I look at when people ask me about certain knives or whatever. I look at the steel they use, look at the materials they use, and then, you know, you spend that kind of money and you hope you get a good heat treat.
Because isn't that what it really boils down to, is how good the heat treat is?
Oh yeah, that's where the magic happens with the knife.
You can buy, but yeah, you can have the best steel money you can buy it, but you get a shit heat treat on it.
Oh yeah, I've had some high dollar super steels, as people want to call them, and not gotten the heat treat just right, and waste of money. Because the higher alloy steels you get to, the more intricate the heat treat is, the more finicky the steel is about the heats that it likes and doesn't like. And what was it, CPM 3V. It's supposed to be a great steel. If the heat treat's right, you can drop it tip down on concrete, and it ain't going to do nothing but chip out the concrete. But I spent quite a bit of money on it. Never could get the heat treat right on it, and all I wound up with was some, decent paperweights.
That's not cool.
No, not when you're paying $50 to $60 a foot for it.
Right. I mean, it's like stuffing a custom 1911s into a off-the-shelf freaking holster. You just don't do that stuff. Well, these cheap folk around here now, they don't want to spend the money on a good holster.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. You don't carry a handgun with you all the time. You're doing it legal, preferably. You don't get a nice gun and a cheap holster and a cheaper belt. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
Don't do it right.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry about that.
My belts that I make are 2 layers of 8-ounce leather beads that you'll hold up and on.
Right.
Sorry about that, fellas.
No, you're not. You're not sorry. You enjoyed that butt.
Oh, that and new Mountain Dew, and took off the sweatshirt, what do you call it, the fleece.
I need to get me a good new holster for my 1911 too, something that matches my new grips.
Hey,
Yeah,
Johnny.
like that.
I'm sorry for
What are your new grips?
Well, I got a Rock Island 1911, and I made a set of custom grips for it.
Really?
So now it looks like a pearl sitting on a turd.
Do you have it with you?
I can go grab it right quick.
Go grab it so we can see it, man. If you don't mind.
I'd like to see that.
Me too. Wow, Timberline North bought 3 knives from New York. They were so brutal they all broke.
Yeah, that's horrible. But it happens though, man. But if you're in the market for a damn good knife, one that you're going to, and George ain't going to just sit there and say, well, yeah, I've got this, so I'll take this. No, he's going to ask you, what you're going to be doing with it, what kind of, and how much grunt work do you want to do trying to use this for that. I mean, he's going to figure out what you need and what you want, what you're going to be doing with it. So if you lay it out the way it should be and do the job right and put a heat treat on it, it's going to last you forever.
Oops.
Okay.
Look at that. I put the stump, as I call it, the third rail. I put the third rail on my thing. I didn't even mean to do it. The thing Michelle makes.
What Timberline North was talking about, they were so brittle they broke.
Yes.
That's a bad heat treat or a bad tempering cycle. And if the company was worth their salt, they would replace them.
$150 each you pay for 3 knives.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd be riding south a few hours to whip somebody's ass.
Georgie, I'm going to point this question to you because you're the other knife maker, not me.
Yeah.
But at 150 a whack, should they be breaking like that? I'm thinking not, right?
The cheapest knife I've ever made, I sold for $60 a piece. They were the little neck knives. And even at that, I don't care. It shouldn't be breaking. It shouldn't be brittle. And if it did, they would get a new knife to replace it. See, that's all my knives have lifetime warranties. If it breaks during its intended use, it gets replaced. Now, if you're using it for a pry bar, we're going to have a different kind of conversation. But if you're skinning the deer with it and the edge, just chips out, no, it shouldn't do that.
Wow. 3 of them.
You know,
That's New York for you.
here's this 1911.
Hang on, let me,
$250.
hang on, let me. All right, there you go. Oh, that came out sweet.
Right?
Mr. Tolley, can you see that?
Kinda, yeah. That looks nice.
Book matched.
What is that? What did you make that up?
Beyond Wood Products, it is a composite of natural burl edge and a synthetic composite. That's, I'll hold it up here.
Was that 5-inch 1911? Full size?
Yeah, full size 1911. Rock Island.
Okay, let's just feel it like. That's nice. Those are really sweet.
Yeah, I believe it was Steve was talking about he wanted a thin set of grips for his. So that's the sort of stuff you can talk to George about.
That's
he
awesome.
can hang them out, man.
Oh, sweet,
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
I've made them out of everything from, let's say, the materials I've used for the last set I took off of it, they were made from brown and black G10.
I'm trying to.
Because I got Hogue palm swell grips on my 1911, but I really like the palm swell on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really the only grips that I've ever seen that had that.
Well, you know,
But like, I'd like to get some nice mixture grips, but I just can't find that feature on anything.
well, then you're probably going to have them custom made. You know, those right there were not made on a machine. Those were actually hand cut and hand shaped.
Really?
The only thing that I did with those was I took the original material, chucked it in the mill to get it down to the thickness that I wanted to use. Everything else was, you know, hand shaped, sanded.
Yeah. That's cool.
But I like them pretty good, but like I said, I don't know what kind of knife you're looking for.
That's the way I like to work.
Hey, I'm a hillbilly. That's the way we work.
Bartering's the way to go, man.
Hey, Buddy Light, how are you? Good to see you
I
tonight.
do it all the time.
And
No, I just been looking for like a bushcraft knife.
Right.
Georgie,
I love my Mora, but
yeah, these trapper likes your Wilson Combat trigger. Is it? I'm not know what I'm looking at, so I'm just
Well,
reading what he wrote.
Considering I'm not set up in any kind of CAD or anything, if he wanted a set of grips, he could send me his old set of grips, and I could match them.
Yeah, he says he needs some thin grips for his 1911 Commander with deep cutout on the mag release.
Let's see if I can
Are
find
there any good ones you can recommend?
As far as grips goes, if he's looking for an aftermarket set, probably VZ grips.
You want to put that in the
Yeah.
external?
VZ grips.
there's low grips. They're almost identical to a VZ, but a lot less expensive.
Yeah.
You will do just about anything you want at LOK grips. I think it's lowgrips.com is their website.
Oh, we're getting scratchy, Mr. Tolley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to turn my picture off, but it didn't turn on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mr. Charlie was talking about Hogue grips.
Oh yeah.
That's what's on my 1911 right now, the one I carry. So
The Hogues aren't usually slim one.
You can get them slim. That's like I say on mine, the one I carry. That's what's on it now. And the reason they're the kind of a rubbery texture they got.
Good night,
What I like
Frankie.
about them is when they get wet or whatever, it don't matter. You can still hold on to it.
You know, that's the one good thing about using, say, micarta for your grips,
Right.
is that they have that, you know, element if they get wet, if they get, you know, bloody or, you know, whatever. You don't lose your grip if you use a good micarta. But the other side of that is that micarta usually is made from organic material, whether it be from canvas, paper, canvas or paper, and it will hold bacteria.
Yeah.
Oh, look, nanner, nanner.
Nanner, if you like,
Uh-oh.
yeah, no problem, Johnny. I just, you know how I am, bro. I know that, you know, because usually we're opposites, so just letting you know what's out there, my friend. Man, my brother down in the south, you sir, if you have a link also, sir. Good to see you, Saint. I sent you like 2 of them, so.
You know, if you sent him a link, he'll let me sit out there and cry about it like a little bitch. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, that's just me and Saint joking around. We cut up a lot.
I know that.
Well, I got to thinking some of these folks out here from the other chats don't know that, and they're gonna think I'm even bigger asshole than what I am. I figure I'd
Say
share
it
that.
ain't silly.
I don't worry about it. If they don't like me being an asshole, they don't have to watch me.
Right?
Chilling and trolling.
How about a sheep in the rear, naked hillbilly problems? You are the man. NH Trapper said he has Mikata grips on the 1911 now. He doesn't like them.
Well, if I get my CNC router here this month, like I'm supposed to, I can start doing 1911 grips with some regularity.
Could be a good market for that.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to go full tilt with it, but I wouldn't mind adding it to my repertoire, have it running while I'm working on something else.
Right.
Yeah.
I like G10 with texture. I like G10 a lot. I use quite a bit of it on knives.
Gerald, good luck with that, brother. Yeah, NH Trapper said he's a G10 guy with texture.
Yep.
That's what he likes.
It's G10 on this knife right here.
Yep.
With texture.
Isn't it G10s on Spydercos?
Some of them.
The Tenacious?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can find it at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
Kind of somewhere it might be.
Somewhere there's a black Spyderco Tenacious with my name on it somewhere. I told Jay Watterson, I said, I'm just going to buy one off of Amazon and say, hey, look what I found. NH Travis said he likes the Piranha pattern.
You know, call me an old-fashioned person, but that's okay. I think that's cool, the patterns and stuff on micarta and G10, but I can't for the life of me figure out why somebody want to take a perfectly good piece of, you know, rosewood or maple burl or something like that and checker the fool out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't.
if you want functional grips, don't go with exotic hardwood.
No.
You know, I mean, these, honestly, if I was going to go out and spend a day shooting or whatever, I would put back on my G10 grips. I did that because I can.
Right.
But
It does
that's
look
just my
sharp.
personal opinion.
It does look sharp, though.
It does. It looks good. It's pretty. And you know, there's some people out there that's all they're interested in, pretty, and that's okay too. You know, I make shelf pieces and I make functional pieces.
Right.
There's a doctor my wife works with. He just bought a house with acres and acres, and it's an older house. And you know how some of the older houses have the shelves built into the walls for like
Yeah.
showpieces and stuff like that. He's wanting
Yeah.
me to make several pieces for him, do grips for some of his guns, and then make him some trailer queen knives to go on those shelves.
Oh, cool.
You and me both, NH. Yes, it did, Stump. It looked really nice. I'm about getting as bad as Michelle for shipping stuff out, too, ain't it?
I ain't worried about it, man. It happens. It happens.
Oh, it's going to happen, just not till I get back from Missouri.
Hey, I ain't worried about it.
Oh, you're going on the south, going down to Missouri.
Oh, that's west.
Oh, yeah, west of you, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm already south, brother.
good point.
What's up there, Mario?
Mario.
Where's Luigi?
But, so does anybody have any camping plans or vacation plans or day off plans?
Mike, I'll
or-
tell you what. I'm about to start back onto my teardrop camper project.
Oh, you gonna start building that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Last year I spent all my money on getting the trailer built.
Hmm.
So, it's a custom trailer, custom built to my spec. So now I just gotta get to putting it together.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Mr. Tolley.
Yeah.
What
I'm gonna go pick up some.
What's the average weight on those little teardrop campers?
I hear some of them going about 1,000 pounds. That's pretty average for the fiberglass jobs. Mine's all wood and steel. I don't have my trailer is steel. I'm not screwing with aluminum.
Yeah,
Some of them will do aluminum trailers.
that'd be
That's
a little
asking for
heavy.
it to blow off the road.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that'd be a little heavy to be pulling with a bike.
No, but they do make them.
Yeah.
They do make them that you can pull with a bike, though. I mean, they're
Oh, yeah.
tiny. I mean, they're tiny, but I mean, they're big enough for you and you and Stumpent to get in and get it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been looking at them, a little here and there, but the little teardrops, man, I really like the way they look. I mean, that's kind of a classy, old school kind of setup.
Not I said the duck.
Yeah,
Much like a rolling
If you-
coffin.
If you were to build your own and make it, well, mine's only a 4x8. So I guess it would depend on how tall you are. If you could go down to 6 foot and, do a little finagling, maybe skip the kitchenette and stuff like that, you could probably get it down there quite a bit.
Yeah, we've actually thought about just mixing the whole camper idea all together. Just getting like a small trailer to go behind the bike to throw the Alice back in and go camping that way. Just to shits and giggles overnight. Run up into North Carolina, Virginia, something like that. Spend a night or two and then come back home.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like it'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
We had some friends that used to go camping a lot, and they went on their bikes.
Mhm.
And all their gear, they were both baggers.
Right.
All their gear would fit in the saddlebags because they took their kids too, so they didn't have a lot of room behind them. Everything, I mean, their tent, they kept a 4-person tent, but it was like a backpacking tent, and it was really lightweight, and it really was small when it was stored.
Right on.
And it worked out perfect for them.
I like my little pop-up camper.
Yeah, those are nice. Those, I have well, I had a small one. I have a huge one now, but that was given to me. But I had a 17-foot Jayco. I call them hard tops. It wasn't a pop-up; it was just a hard top, but the 2 ends went down.
Mm-hmm.
But the kids got bigger, and so I had to go bigger. So
Yeah, it's just me and my wife. I think I don't remember the dimensions. It's got a full size on one side and a queen on the other. Maybe 18 to 20 foot extended. It's not big, but like I said, it's just me and my wife. We don't, the full size bed. That's where we put our clothes and everything, and sleep on the other side. We don't use none of the gas, the kitchen, none of that stuff in it. Or kitchen, excuse me, the sink.
Right.
It's usually a place where I sit my lantern.
Yep. Because we just camp. We don't do all the funky bushcrafting stuff when I go with my wife. We just camp.
Right.
So we just, and really all we do is, and we just need a place to sleep.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah,
the teardrop is perfect for that.
You know what I want is the hobo I took the shirt back. Sweetheart, that's Wilmington football. Are you kidding me right now? This is my favorite sweatshirt. Remember the old silver round trailers?
The Airstreams?
Yeah. Guess what? They're back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're back. I'd love to have one of them.
Oh, God, yes. Things are nice.
Yeah, for the longest time, we were looking just for a small camper, and I couldn't find a dang thing. And then we decided, so I was looking around on the internet so I could build my own. I saw these teardrops, and decided that was the way to go for just the two of us,
No problem, my southern brother. No problem, bro. I understand.
Yeah, and on his comment, good luck with all that tonight.
Right on. You use bandsaw blades to make a Damascus knife. Seriously?
Yeah, it's a L6 blade. It's a high nickel content steel.
Yeah, that's right, being a high nickel.
Yeah, high nickel. And what they'll do is they'll take and layer that. They'll take like a 1084, 1070, 1095 steel. They'll take a layer of that, then the L6, then that, and layer it. And what happens is that when you take and squish that all together and fold it and twist it or do whatever you're going to do, once you dip it in the acid, the L6, which is the high nickel steel, will not react to the acid the same way as the high carbon steel does, and that's what brings out the pattern.
Cool.
Huh. I always wondered how they did that.
Yep. I mean, you can use different things than L6 or the high nickel, but it needs to have something that doesn't react to the acid in order to bring out the pattern.
Learn something new.
Well, HRM was a tool and die maker by education. Cool beans.
Carpenter steel, big thumbs up. I've got a bar of carpenter steel up there in the shop. I've been itching to make something with for a while, but I just don't want to waste that money on anything.
You never
It's,
told me what kind of holster you want for that 1911.
You never fully explained the knife you wanted either.
Look at that.
Bushcraft knife.
That's going to depend on what kind of holster I get.
Wow. Do I have to buy a handgun just so I can have a Holly holster? I mean, a Tolly holster.
Well, you got to move to a free state
I don't
first,
know.
so you
Do
can
you?
actually have
Jeez,
something other
working
than a
class
BB gun.
woodsman gets a got a holster made. Fucking Georgie's gonna have a
That hasn't
holster
made
made.
yet.
Huh?
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for
For working class.
WCW.
But you know my point.
I'm
My
trying
point
to catch up on some crap too right now. Well, yeah, you have to have a handgun if you want a handgun holster, Mike.
Yeah.
However, I'm thinking of doing slings here pretty soon.
Really?
So we might be able to hook you up with a sling for one of your rifles.
Hey, Georgie.
What's up?
New Hampshire Trapper is asking, what do you think about the Gatco sharpening kit?
Gatco, it's pretty good. It's not the best of its kind, but it will work on your... If you can afford to buy all the different levels of stones for it, it works pretty good. But the thing about it is those kind of sharpening systems, they're set up on angles for different degrees of blade geometry. And if the blade geometry on the knife you're trying to sharpen doesn't match any of those levels, then you're going to wind up reprofiling your edge. That's the only problem with Gatcos. But if you're in the case knives, the Spydercos, the Benchmates, the things like that, the Gatco will work pretty good.
Yeah, Gerald, the wife doesn't like north though. She wants to go south, buddy.
Then you should be able to do that with no problem if you get a Gatco system in H.
Right.
Because 20 degrees is usually the kind of the across the board norm for most production knives. My knives are a lot steeper. Mainly because most of the times I do a micro bevel.
HRM Weapons said he's looking at the tool steels on Hudson. Did I say it right? Huson. Huson Tool Steel Corporation website. They sell that online now. So.
Hudson Tool?
No way. Did she just really write that?
You just hush and go back to
I'm
playing.
not even going to say hi to her now. I'm not even going to pretend she's not even here. Wow. Okay. No serenading. No more. Here we don't need firearms owner cards or permission from the state for a gun, just a federal background check. That's right, you guys went constitutional. Yeah, he just wants to keep his NH Trapper just wants to keep his skinning knives sharp, Georgie.
I use the what are they? The Norco India oil stones, just for quick, sharpening up. I've got a medium and a fine. I think the medium's somewhere around, what is it, stump 220 grit for the medium,
like that.
and the fine's about a 600 grit.
Yeah.
And if I really want to, throw a hair popping edge on that, then I'll take it to the little Spyderco triangle brownstone and just do that. But usually a 600 grit edge, yeah. A2 precision, ground flat, one size, quarter by 18. No, that's not bad at all, not for A2. Not precision ground. I do like the Japanese water stones. I just can't afford them.
Right.
I know that feeling.
Let's see, what was the Japanese water stones? Ooh, precision ground steel, sorry. I mean, they've got Japanese water stones that go up to, what, 12 to 15,000 grit?
Oh yeah, even higher.
Well, you think about it, a straight razor usually winds up, the last stone is 12 to 14,000 grit on a straight razor, and then it's dropped. Going up higher than that, you're just showing off. The Miyabi Japanese water stones, just for the 1,000 grit, it's $100.
1,000 grit is how much?
$99 for the one stone.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you can get the 3-stone sets for about $100, but when it comes to those, what's going to happen with those ones where you get the whole set, 3 to 5 or whatever, is that they're going to wear out a whole lot faster. You're going to wind up with dished out water stones a lot quicker than you would if you get the better made ones.
Hmm.
You know, once again, it's you get what you pay for.
Did you read what HRM wrote?
The knife steel application, punches and dies, chuck saws, cutting tools for woodworking, tool and plastic injection Japanese. And that's Hudson Tool, HRM.
Oh, see, that's Steve's work buys his water stones. He's got it made.
Done.
Steve can be like, oops, I lost my stones again. I need a new set. Oops, I lost my stones.
That would be nice. Wait a minute, my work would have to buy my water stones. That's no fair. Tax write-off.
Right.
On that note there, Steve, what do you get for a set of water stones now?
You make guns.
He does.
Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine, Tim Troyer. His YouTube channel, Sugar Creek Forge. He just made what was he called a hardware store black powder pistol.
Look at that. We have 2 gunsmiths in the house tonight.
Ooh.
HRM weapons machinist, I'm assuming.
One of these days I'll make my own gun. One of these days.
And NH Trap. I knew NH Trapper was a gunsmith, but.
Right.
That's something I'd love to go to school to do it.
Yeah.
And then I get to thinking, I'm getting kind of old for that shit.
I know SIG has a training center in New Hampshire, but is that also a school too? Oh, I'm sorry, he's in manufacturing, not gunsmithing. I apologize.
I think if I could go back to school for anything, I'd probably go and do machining.
Yeah.
I just love to make stuff. I don't care what it is. I would make custom toilet bowl brushes, if the mood struck me. But I just enjoy making things. like taking raw material and coming out with something that's functional in the end.
Right.
But
I do a little bit of that now, but all my machining is done by files and, all by hand.
So NH, they do have a school over there, though, right? You know what I'm talking about on 101? Is that 101? You know what I'm talking about. You know what it is.
I've got one milling machine. It's a Grizzly milling machine, and like I said, I'm looking to get the CNC router and hopefully a metal lathe that me and Stump have been eyeballing for a while.
I would love to do that stuff. I don't have any place to set any of that up anymore.
When my dad sees a wood lathe, doesn't matter what kind of lathe it is or any type of machinery tools, it's like he walked into Hugh Hefner's mansion. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. If I go into the Clean Sport woodworking store, I'm like, you see that?
Cheryl, I said hi to you earlier.
Yeah, I'm about the same way.
I said,
I'm going to have to get off here, guys. I got to get up in the morning.
yeah, we're not going to be here much longer because it's getting late, but thank you.
Yeah.
Good talking to you, Mr.
We'll see you later.
And don't worry.
I'll
don't
shoot
fret.
you a PM or something, GI.
Yeah, man. Send me a message. I tell you what, let me put my email in the internal. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go by sick to go do some deliveries.
We can work
Mike, when you
something
get
out
those
there.
wallets, you'll have a couple of my new business cards in there too.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna give. Yeah, there's a public just announcement. Actually, I was gonna have two of them. You're doing your giveaway Monday, right? The 12th.
I'm drawing tomorrow.
Are you drawing tomorrow?
No.
Tomorrow is the 12th, right? Yeah. Tomorrow is the 12th.
Yep. Yeah.
So you guys out in the thing, Mr. Tolley's gonna be drawing his 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest on tomorrow. So if you're around tomorrow, check in on that. And pretty soon, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And to say thank you to the 628 people that are nice enough to subscribe to my channel. And we're going to give away I don't know what else I'm going to give away, but each one of the winners is going to be the proud owner of a Mr. Tolley wallet.
Oh, before you go, Mr. Tolley, this is my front pocket wallet.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see pictures.
Ah, crap.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I should.
I got my camera off.
10-4 on the not seeing pictures.
I'm putting my email in the internal here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll never give away potted meat, sweetheart.
Ew.
You can certainly send me a picture of it if you wanna.
I can do that. Or if you want to put your number in there, I can text a picture to you.
I can do that too.
Because I'm all about that text. How's that text?
Steve, please tell me you're joking.
Potted meat?
I think everybody else on here has already got my number, so.
All right.
Yeah, you get your number.
I'm going to put you in here.
Steve, please tell me you're joking. We just had this discussion on Jamie time the other night.
Well, we'll see you later, guys.
All right,
All
good
right,
night,
buddy.
pal.
Have a
Good
good
seeing
one.
you.
Y'all take care.
Be good, Mr. Tolley.
You too.
God bless you, baby. Eat that. Hey, V Borg. Thanks a million for coming in, brother. Good seeing you. Oh, Steve, see, I told you shouldn't have said that. Oh, here we go.
Hey, Mike, it ain't our fault you and them oversensitive Yankees when it comes to eating stuff.
I like, what do you call it? Spam.
Ugh.
I like that with eggs.
Mm.
I also love sardines. Not with the mustard, though.
Oh, I love some sardines. I like it with the mustard, the Louisiana hot sauce.
I like the Louisiana hot sauce, but for whatever reason, the mustard, I'd rather, if I'm going to put it in mustard, I want to dip it in mustard. I don't want it to come with it. I don't know why I'm choosy like that, but I just am. Oh, Moxie. Oh, yuck. No.
What's Moxie?
It's soda. It's a disgusting type of soda.
Mm.
It's an acquired taste. It's like drinking scotch. You don't just go to the store and say, I think I'll try a Moxie today. You know, that's an acquired taste. You know? It's...
Vienna sausages straight out of the can.
Ugh.
I ate the chicken ones.
Stop now, guys, please stop. You're gonna
Well, you
get
don't
me.
like Vienna sausages?
I don't like Vienna sausages. I don't like I don't like any of that garbage that tastes like garbage.
And you said you eat Spam.
Yeah, but Spam doesn't taste like that.
Ugh.
George, he's confused, man. He's eating sardines. It's fish bait.
Fish bait.
Mm.
I should drive my cat blind. We used to have this blind cat, and it'd be 2 a.m. I'd be half in the wrapper. And I'd come home and I'd be like, oh, what can I eat? What can I eat? And I'd crack open a thing of sardines. And that fucking cat would go crazy. She'd come right up to me and run in between my legs until I gave her some.
Your wife or your cat?
My cat.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Just don't swallow it, Michelle. You'll be fine.
Do it.
I'm referring to what she wrote in the comments.
Yeah, she just puked in her mouth thing.
Puked in her mouth. I said, just don't swallow it. But Georgie, was this the first time you were on the our little Friday night shitting ding we have going here?
Yes, sir. I do believe so.
Oh, that's cool. Welcome.
Yeah, I was sitting here, I was studying for my teaching tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, my brain hurts. Let's go see what's on YouTube. Oh, Mikey's having a chat. I'll go talk to him. So,
yeah, I try to do one every Friday. The time is usually, in between 10:30. All depends.
you know,
I ran a little late tonight, but
here lately I've had some time at night, and that's why you've seen me more. But like I said, I leave for Missouri on Sunday, so I probably won't see me for a week or so. And when I get back, it's going to be, butthole to the wall working to get caught back up.
right.
That and replacing some stuff I broke the other day.
Why are you breaking shit?
That's always fun to do.
I had one of those expensive shockwood blanks chalked up in the mill.
Yeah.
And I didn't face the sides before I chucked it in the vise, so evidently it was off linearly.
Oh, man.
So when I went to go mill it out, it jerked it up out of the vise and put a hole straight through the bottom of it.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry.
And with you, me and Vices don't get along either.
It wasn't the bison's fault. It was my own stupidity for not facing the sides first. I mean, it's like a $300 vise, so.
Remember when I was a kid, it was down in my basement, and I stumbled across a couple of, they must have fallen out of either my father's bag or my grandfather's bag or whatever, but I stumbled across a couple of 12-gauge shells. And I knew my father had a portable vise, so me and my buddy took that. We went out in the woods with a hammer and a nail.
Oh no!
And we opened up the vise, put the shotgun shell in there. We let the first one go. Yeah, we didn't do the second one. I thought our parents were gonna kill us.
You're lucky the shell didn't kill you.
That's what they said. They said it could have blown up on us. We didn't know. We were just trying to have fun. You know.
Yeah, my step grandpa told me a story one time of a buddy he grew up with, and took 410 shells and hit him with a hammer, blew his guts out.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to stay much longer either, Stump.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and drop out now. Y'all be good. Take care and all that sort of stuff. I got to go deal with this. Okay.
All right, go rest,
All
bud.
right, bro. Take it easy.
Later.
All right, you guys. Thanks a bazillion for coming in. It was good to see everybody. I haven't seen a lot of you for a little while now. Much appreciated. Like I said, tomorrow night, the early chat is on Timberline North's chat. On Timberline North's channel at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So please, Pinas Kasawaya. Mikey D's Tenacious Lost Spidey. Hello, Mikey D's. I saw them the other night. That's awesome. But thanks a million for coming in. So go check out Timberline North's chat if you haven't done so already. And then after Timberline North's chat, you know where to find us, right? Right on Jamie Time. You can go on Jamie Time Bacon. Hit the YouTube search button if you've never been. You'll find it there. And you'll see Tish, Michelle, myself, whoever else. There's a slew of people that will be on that. So, for now, we shall see you all later. Thanks a million. Georgie, good to see you.
Good to see you, Mikey. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. Good night, everybody. Peace. Have a great weekend if I don't see you tomorrow.
Good night.